this one. He went inside, outside, he weighed it up, he looked for the gap, and he burst through it. I think he's done it! What a finish! Unbelievable!
Hello and welcome to another edition of Access All Areas here at Wimborne Road, Poole. Tonight we focus on the matchup between Volvo Cars' Poole Pirates and the Wattling JCB Leicester Lions in the British Premiership. Two teams whose fortunes couldn't be more contrasting, with the Pirates riding into some rich form recently and the Leicester Lions amidst tough times. Changes to the side since their last visit to Dorset sees former Rye House stalwart Scott Nicholls finding a berth at Leicester after the demise at Hoddesdon. They call upon guest Jake Allen this evening in place of injured Josh Orty, but as usual this term they'll be led by Captain Hans Anderson at number 1, who's something of a specialist at Poole, being a former Pirate. His Lions' third away meeting in 4 days, and having lucked out at Wolverhampton on Monday and Swindon last night, they'll be hungry to take something from tonight. Pirates' riding order sees Nicolai Klindt move into the top 5, and fans will be delighted to see Chris Harris returning fully fit after a terrifying crash last week where Bomber was run over by a following rider. The form book says that this should be a comfortable ride for the Pirates, but we've already seen plenty of unpredictability in results this year. The meeting is sponsored by Meridian Lifts, and there's a healthy crowd here on this warm evening in Dorset. As always, Rerun Productions are here as well to capture the action and make it available shortly on DVD and Blu-ray. Meanwhile, our aim is to bring you some of the off-track activity.
Nicolai Klindt, before the meeting, great to see you here at Poole again. Team's on fire at the moment.
They are indeed. We've not just proved that we're coming together at home and a strong force at home, which would have been a bit of a issue early in the season, but we also picked up points at Kings Lynn where we should have won. We won at Leicester twice, picked up points a few other places, so it's all looking good at the moment.
And it's great with obviously you coming into the team, followed by Chris shortly after as well. It's just given the whole team a boost, and everyone's happy in the pits, aren't they?
Yeah, like I said to Matt after the last meeting, it's really enjoyable riding for this team because everyone is helping each other out, and we're all having a laugh, and it just makes it loads more fun and enjoyable riding. And I think since I came in the team and Chris came in the team and then Frederick came in the team, I think we're stronger all the way through, because even if I drop down or Kacper drop down or even Josh drop down, we have a strong reserve pairing. No disrespect to Matt, but he didn't deliver when he was at reserve early in the season, and obviously that's why Matt chose to get rid of him. Chris comes in, that gives us a strong number 5, home and away. I think that's why our results have sort of improved.
Tonight, obviously bringing in Leicester. They went down last night at Swindon, so you got to get on them straight away.
Yeah, definitely. Like last time they were down here, they was pushing us the first 7-8 heats, but then towards the end of the meeting, I think we had 5-1s, which made a difference in the end. But even though Leicester's bottom of the league, they haven't really won anything in the last few weeks. They're still a team of really good riders. They brought in David Bellego, which normally runs good around here. They got Jake Allen at reserve, so definitely a different side compared to the one we beat 2 weeks ago.
Now I want to change the subject very slightly and come to social media. You're one of the few riders that really connect with your fans, and you go the extra mile on social media to keep people involved, and you work with the photographers to get your pictures out there as well. It's pretty important these days to use that tool, isn't it?
It is definitely. Luckily, it's something I like. I do, when I'm not riding in the winter, I do all my sponsor stuff, like the portfolios and everything myself. I don't design them, I have a guy designing it for me, but I do all that myself and go out to sponsors and trying to do new things. Like this year in Denmark, I'm selling my front cover to businesses or people who's interested every home meeting, and then they have the option of either just getting tickets for the meeting or dining or whatever. Yeah, that's a new idea, and like you said, on social media, I try to be active. Obviously, let's say on Twitter, my private account is for my private personal stuff, but also it's for my racing, because that's where I got the most followers. I think I got around 10,000, but then on my Speedway Twitter I got like 1,200. But it's important for me, because not just for fans, but also for sponsors, companies, and whoever follows me as a person or as a speedway rider. It's important that they can get sort of the insights and things they can't find themselves, such as pictures, video clips, articles. So I think it's an important thing.
And also, with being over here in the UK, it means that your family and your friends outside of Speedway, they can keep a tab on you when you're busy over here and jetting here, there and everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I got a Facebook page as well. Doesn't have as many followers as I would, or likes.
We'll do something about that.
Thank you. As I would like, but after every meeting I put up the scores, and then next morning I put up a report after the meeting via my website. I put pictures up, videos, news clips and stuff, and that's a good thing for my friends and family home in Denmark to follow my racing.
Okay, so guys at home watching this, if you look down on the screen, all of the information's there. Make sure you click on there, follow, like, share, and do all the usual things to find out what Nicolai Klindt's getting on about. But you're a busy man. Big night tonight. We're going to let you go. Thanks ever so much for your time tonight. Stay safe and ride fast, yeah?
Thank you, I will do.
We've got Leicester's guest in Jake Allen tonight. Jake, from rain, from one night to sunshine to the next. So looking forward to get out there and racing tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I've got the weekend off, so hopefully I can get a meeting in here tonight at Poole before then. And yeah, like you said, one extreme to the next. It was hammering down with rain about 24 hours ago now, and down at Poole in nice sunshine. So definitely good.
You just come off a track walk. What's your thoughts on the track?
Yeah, it looks nice. We were here earlier in the year and it was a little bit patchy, but walking around the track now it looks quite good, so quite promising for tonight, and hopefully we can score some points and Leicester can get a win.
Obviously coming in for a guest for Leicester tonight, but as a team they are struggling. They come off of a pretty bad loss at Swindon last night, so they're going to be itching to get out there and redeem themselves for that. But the team has got some fantastic riders in it with Scott Nichols and Hans. It's interesting that they're struggling at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of teams are sort of like that, you know. Maybe one or two guys might not be firing and that's all they're missing out on. And I know they've struggled a bit this year. They've had a lot of different riders and maybe that's the issue, you know. They've not really got to know each other or what, I'm not too sure. But, you know, with Somerset we all get along well, and we've had the same team pretty much all year except a couple of changes, and our home track's nice to ride. So, yeah, I'd definitely rather be riding at Somerset than Leicester, though, that's for sure.
All right, but for tonight, you're at Poole. You do your bit for Leicester as well. Stay safe, ride fast, and get some points on the board, yeah?
Yeah, no worries, 100%. Just try and do a job for Leicester tonight, and then come back and try and do a job again for Somerset next week.
Cheers, Jake.
Cheers, mate.
We've got Stuart Robson with us, and Leicester tonight, Leicester Lions in town. You just had a look at the track. What's your thoughts?
It actually looks quite good. Looks a lot smoother than it did last time we were here. And it looks a little bit slicker, but it looks really nice, to be fair. We'll see how it rides. You can never tell until you get out there, but yeah, so far so good.
Generally speaking, the Poole track over your career, has that been a good track for you? Or?
It's been a bit up and down. I've had a couple of good ones here, but it's hard. The home team are generally so good around here. They have been, and certainly in recent years, it's been really difficult to score points. So, well, I've had a couple of good ones now and again. It's just getting the setup right. It'll work one time, and then next time you come, the same thing doesn't work. So I don't know.
Tough night last night at Swindon. However, it's a different night. It's been and gone, and you guys are ready to get out there and get those points on the board tonight, aren't you?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a new deal, like you say, a new test, a new track. So, yeah, tough night certainly for me. I wasn't at the races at all last night. I apologise to anyone who was there from Leicester. Really, it was embarrassing for myself. But like I say, a new day, new test. So we'll start again from scratch.
Just coming back to tonight, then, when you look at the Poole side, and you obviously know that now they're starting to gel as well. It is going to be a tough night, isn't it?
It is, yeah. The changes that Poole have made have strengthened them up quite a lot. This change Leicester have made has not really worked. Obviously, I'm one of the changes that come in, and well, yeah, of course, we're trying. We don't give up. You know, we're not going to give up. We're going to keep trying. We'll turn up at every meeting and go there to win. So you never know. Fortunes might change tonight. Got a slightly different team tonight with a couple of guests, couple of good guests as well with Jake and David. So you never know, that might just help turn the corner for us.
One more thing, British Speedway, the new training people that have come in with the Speedway GB, there's a bit of a buzz about it. The youth's doing really well now. What are your thoughts on the Speedway at the moment in Great Britain?
On a whole, it doesn't seem to be doing too good. There is a good positive thing though with the youth, like you say. They seems to be doing pretty well with that. It was a good programme they've put together, and fingers crossed it's going to work. There's a couple of good young guys coming through. Young Kyle Bickley's made the step up into the Premier League and Elite League, or whatever the leagues are called, and he's okay. He's struggling, but it's his first season. He's plugging away. He still does well in the National League. He scores a few points, and he's still doing well there. So that can help keep his confidence and help build on them for the future, really. You know, he's got next year, and hopefully he'll start fresh next year and with Workington or whoever he rides with next year, and he'll pick up a bit more and he'll start putting 4, 5, 6, 7 points in. You know, there is a couple of other guys, young Leon Flint. He's not quite. I don't know if he's old enough to be in the leagues yet.
One more year, I think.
I think he's riding with Birmingham, doing quite well. I follow a few of the younger guys. There's a few of the guys I don't really know, but a couple of them I do, and I do look at the scores. I look at what they're doing, and it seems to be doing quite well. There's obviously quite a few other guys that I haven't mentioned that are doing well as well. You know,
it's good to know that youth is there, and they've got a plan in place which seems to be working now, and it's hopefully for the future it's going to go one way.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, you know, I remember a few years back, Denmark had a bit of a problem where not a problem, like all the world-class riders they were kind of retiring and whatnot, and then there was they made a bit of a big step, and I think it was the World Cup or something. They put a very young team out, a good few years back now, and they didn't do very well. But that same team, I think a couple of years later, won the World Cup, or pretty much did. You know, so they took a big risk in that, but it worked. They obviously had some kind of youth program themselves with the 80cc Speedway and stuff, what they do over there. So GB, yeah, we've got to do the same, and they seem to have made a few steps in the right direction, and hopefully it will continue.
Well, thank you very much for your time tonight. It's lovely to get that insight from you. Have a good night, stay safe, ride fast, and let's entertain the crowd out there.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
That it's 2 minutes and counting now for heat number 1. The first of our races this evening. Heat number 1, Grajczonek and Grajczonek will team up for the Pirates to open the proceedings alongside Hans Anderson and Ricky Wells for the Leicester Lions. Heat number 1.
We're joined by friends of Speedway here at Poole Stadium, Joe Tomlin from Meridian List, but tonight, meeting sponsor. How's that going for you?
Yeah, it's a thoroughly enjoyable meeting.
We've certainly picked a good one. The lads are providing some good entertainment out there and well in front so far.
They are. They've been doing fantastically well the last few weeks. Really up, especially with the inclusion of Chris. Seems to have just rejuvenated them, and they just seem to be going for the wins.
Now, you brought some of your friends and your colleagues along with you as well tonight. Are they all having a good time?
Yeah, there's a couple that have never been to Speedway before. We always try to make sure we have the staff, some friends, some clients, and just have a non-business evening, yeah.
Excellent. And I believe you've already been on the centre green tonight. I bet they really love that. I know that you've been on there before, but what's it like? What's the difference between watching Speedway on the centre green and watching it from up here?
It is a fantastic view, other than getting a little bit dizzy because you just have to keep turning in circles. But you're just so close, you can see everything, you can hear things more. Yeah, it's just a fantastic opportunity to be there. So if they ever do something that perhaps they can invite a fan in, I think that would be something that would really be in there.
See if we can work on that then. Now, like I said at the beginning, friend of Speedway here and sponsor of the evening, but that's not always it. You've been sponsoring and been a part of Poole Speedway for a long while now, haven't you?
Yeah, we first started sponsoring in 2001 when Krzysztof Cegielski came in and Hans Andersen, and both helped them from the very starts of their careers here in the UK. My husband prior to that was, in fact, actually we met at Speedway, and then he would come with our eldest daughter, who's now 25. That was her daddy and daughter time, and they would come, and then it's just come through the family all the way through. I mean, I have pictures of my youngest daughter now, who's 12, at 2 weeks old, in the pits, being held by Hans, sleeping through, and so it's certainly a family sport.
It's great because we interviewed Hans a few weeks ago when he was last down here, and he said that he come down to Poole early. He come down to see everybody, and he's just a great guy. So you certainly picked a good one to get involved with there.
No, he's a good lad.
Now, you mentioned your husband there. He's not here tonight. Tell us why.
No, unfortunately, he's currently in the USA. We started an affiliation company to Meridian a year ago, and obviously he's over there working with that. But he is coming back this weekend in time for the Monday meeting. So he's been missing. He's been missing his Speedway fix.
So he does a lot of travelling. So how does he keep in contact with what's happening here at Poole while he's away?
Well, I've had to leave my laptop there, so he watches you guys, catches up with everything that's going on through your shows and your interviews. So yeah.
I mean, I haven't paid you to say that.
No, you haven't paid me to say that.
That's great. Now, one more thing. The most important thing is, of course, Meridian Lifts. We all know the name. It's very famous here now, especially in Poole, but in the Speedway world as well. Tell us a little about where your main company's based and what it generally does.
Well, obviously we're based about 1.5 miles away in Poole. The company's now 22 years old, so started from scratch with just me and my husband, and obviously we both were in the lift industry. And it's just grown from there, and obviously as supporters of the Speedway, it tied two things quite nicely, and like I say, we're just down the road, close by, it just all fits.
So if you need a lift me up, folks, take a look at the links below. All of the website, all the social media links are there. Check out Meridian Lifts, and if you need one, they're there. Come to these guys, they know what they're doing, and support those that support your club. Thanks ever so much, Joe. Enjoy the rest of your night with your friends and your family and your colleagues.
Thank you.
And I think the Poole win is pretty much set up already. But
yeah, I'm hopeful.
Let's have a bit of fun. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
With riders at the tapes, a heavy rain shower descended on the area and the riders were called back into the pits. It rained constantly for about 5 to 10 minutes, but it was enough to spoil things, and after a consultation with the referee, riders and team managers all agreed that for riders' safety it was best to not continue.
The rider of the night is one of the three in the press conference, so good choice. There's a rider who went through the card, he maintained his maximum, and that wasn't the reason why we called it off. Ladies and gentlemen, Nicolai Klindt, rider of the night. A quick word with Nicolai, and then we'll talk more in a moment. But Nicolai, rider of the night, and I know that one of the guys was having a laugh at you, saying that well, it will preserve your maximum.
Who's that?
I won't tell you. I won't give you the boy's name because I don't want harm to come to him.
No, yeah, I had a good night. I had a good night. The track was really, really good today. It was more like it's been the last two meetings midway through. It was like that to start with. Personally, I've used a different bike today, and it seemed to be working great. So I'm really honoured to be rider of the night. It's the first time for me, so it's pretty cool.
Good, well deserved. Nicolai Klindt. Not the end to the meeting that we wanted. Perhaps you, as a spokesman, could just tell us what happened in those last sort of 10 minutes and the discussion that took place.
Yeah, it's obviously difficult, you know. I mean, it's easy to be critical now it stopped raining. I mean, if it continued to carry on raining, obviously it got worse and worse. But the track was quite slick, and you know yourself, if you're driving down a car in the road, down the road in your car, it gets wet, it becomes slippery. Then you have no windscreen wiper, but these boys don't have. You're getting dirt thrown in, sort of 50, 60 miles an hour, it becomes increasingly dangerous. And the way it is going into the corners, if you could see the track was glistening, which means it is just like ice. I mean, go in a corner, throw one of these things sideways, and somebody comes in behind you and T-bones you, we'd end up getting somebody seriously hurt. And you know, the meeting was over. You know, and I think common sense prevailed. To be fair, I think that you know, nothing to be proved by going out, and I think it was the right call. Rider safety is paramount. We talked to the riders, and the captains agreed it was the right decision.
We're coming up to the real business end now, so this is important.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we've hit a good vein of form at the moment. The team spirit's great, the morale's high amongst the boys, and that shows on the racing on the track. And I think tonight our gating was exceptional, and I think that's something that's got to be certainly now, as you say, we're getting to the business end of the season. Make the playoffs, it all starts again. We know that. We're in a good position, but you know, I'm never complacent. So I've been in this too long, but we are in a good run of form at the moment, and so the boys are all bar none performing as a team, which is what you need to be doing.
Of course, Simon's form, whilst you're wearing a pirate suit, it's inspired you somewhat. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, like I said, when I signed for Poole, I wanted to start where I finished off last season, and I think I have done bar a few meetings. I really enjoy riding down here, and like I said earlier, the track was really, really good today. Loads more consistent, loads easy to ride, and again, even though Leicester turned up with the stronger team on paper, we showed we was the better team. Like Neil said, we was skating better, we was racing better, and I think we're hitting form at the right time.
I caught my careless with the front mudguard, and I just couldn't release it. I went to the corner, and that was just my mistake. Yeah, you know, the track was perfect at the beginning, and I just make the starts, and when you make starts, it's easy, and you look like a world champion in the front. So, yeah, I just enjoyed it.
Would you like to have done more tonight, or were you happy that it was the right call?
Of course, I'm not flying over from Poland to just do free races, but sometimes it is how it is. And yeah, I've done one race in the rain in the UK, and that was Klindt, and that what happened to me. So I think there's you remember the surgery, and of course I think that was the right call.
You know, last couple of weeks I've got a new engine, and it seems to be going alright. It's just come back from service, so it seems to be pretty good, and sort of get my cadence sorted out, which Middleditch been on me all year about. So yeah, it was something to smile about today. I haven't, like, it's been touched up the season, but yeah, things are going alright now, so I can't complain. Yeah, to be honest, the last couple of weeks the track's been unreal. You know, we've had some issues with that, and I think we've sorted that out, and everyone's enjoying riding it at the moment, you know, so I think that makes a big difference. We're all happy with kids, we're all, well, I don't even think we're really worried about racing at the moment, we're just joking around and stuff, which is good, you need that. So, yeah, we just got to keep it going. You know, we're there now, or we're there or thereabouts, but you know, it's still a long way to go. Say like about the track as well. You know, it's tough for people looking in on the track, and you know, they could say it looks alright, but it was pretty icy on the inside, and you know, it's only got to take one guy going for a gap in the first corner, and there's 4 guys on the fence, and someone could get a serious injury. So, you know, it was a group decision. It wasn't just one rider saying we don't want to ride. It was a group decision tonight. So, yeah, we can't apologise for it because we can't beat the weather, but yeah, we just hope you understand.
Yeah, no, I don't think what we have in our reserve with Freddie and Kacper at the moment is 2 very good reserves. Freddie tonight not so good, his skating was a bit off, but tried his best. So I don't really, with my reserves at the moment, I'm quite happy for them to take rides. If any of the boys are off form, I'm quite confident we've got Kacper in. I know he can race, particularly tonight. I mean, he was absolutely flying tonight. And Freddie tonight, when he's making starts, he's very, very quick. So just got beaten up a couple of times in the first corner tonight, but I don't think that 6 or 7 really makes that much difference as long as you've got the reserves who are going. And I still think that we have the best reserves in it. Yeah, and he too is always the one, as Josh says. I mean, if you get that, it's 4 points straight in the bag, and we're doing that pretty regularly, and that is so important. The reserve, I always say it time and time again, they play a huge part. And, you know, luckily Kacper's got going for a change now, so it's better.
They're being nice to each other. Thank you very much indeed. If you want to grab an autograph or a photograph, do it now, because the guys deserve to get a trip back to the changing room to get changed. But otherwise, thank you again, ladies and gents.